spouses, diamonds are a friends.
I'm going to leave you. I'll come back. I'll come back after the show. I'm going to go find my mother. She came to watch the show. I want to talk to you now. Speaking.
That's the last time I'll fucking do that.
No set.
That was the fastest.
That one. Watch it.
Why?
Just troublemaker. That face.
Yeah,
Troublemaker.
it screams I ride motorcycles.
No, did you ride it? No, you wouldn't have. Put your hat on. Did you drove the Audi?
Or the Audi. So it's a motorcycle or an Audi. Is it cold or what is it? Oh!
Keep going along with the joke.
Well. Wait, is there anything more special about Ollie's compared to Cole's?
It's green. I mean, together they're
yes.
They like Christmas together.
They like Christmas. Oh, yeah, you're so right. And yet there's such a massive divide.
Hey, flower, I'll swap you. I'll have that one, you have this one. Yeah. Which one of them? The other one looks better.
No, this looks.
Guess what's in the top?
Oh, yes, what's the next one?
I'm going to say a flat white.
It's a cappuccino. With 1 sugar.
Oh!
Damn it.
Awful. Your senses are sweet enough.
I knew it. We'll do your yay bomb later.
Oh, we waiting on more?
Yes, well, we're waiting for Stacey. So when we see
Great.
Stacey, we know we're at the
And
end.
we've got the talent agents and casting directors coming along as well tonight, I believe. Oh, wonderful. Oh, perfect. I'm performing to the wrong person. Hello.
So we'll move the entire show.
Yes, everything can be focused on this side of the stage. If everyone
Right
wants to
here.
shuffle over now, that would be great.
Don't sit on that side.
Yeah, nothing's going on here. We'll let everyone know.
All heckling will happen over that way. Alright, the curtain is closed. The curtain has been closed. You cannot escape now. Alright. Models. Have you seen his face?
Hire a Karen? That sounds amazing. Wait.
We've got one of those.
Oh, great. Apple does not fall far from the tree.
Hope Ella heard. Alright, looks like Ben's ready. Anybody ready? Yeah. Oh, look, he's hiding. Look, everybody say hi to Ben.
Nope.
Hi,
He ran away.
Oh, you scared
That's it.
him.
We can't do the show. We scared the lighting operator.
On 3, Leo, come back. But no, that's just.
We'll just leave.
Is that it? Is that everyone here?
Yeah, that's everyone. Look, Stacey's in. We're good. We're good. We can actually leave now. Bye.
Right.
Bye. This was actually the most exciting part of the show.
Correct.
It's just downhill.
Yeah.
So, good luck.
Welcome to the Phoenix Theatre's production of Pretention. We would like to acknowledge the Wadi people of the Dharawal Nation as the traditional custodians of the land on which we'll perform. We pay our respects to elders past and present and extend these respects to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. This performance runs for approximately 90 minutes, not including a brief interval. Please ensure your phones are off and that there are no photos or videos taken of this performance. Thank you.
look at me for a moment without laughing, Lou.
Okay.
So what do you say after our business?
What do you think?
Well, no.
Seriously, what has happened to them? They were such nice girls. Now, they've given themselves the most ridiculous airs and pretensions. Have two men ever been treated with more contempt than we were just now? And all that whispering between them, such yawning, such rubbing of the eyes, and asking so often what time it
They
was.
once had good conversation. Now their brains are mush.
And we've been street urchins or servants who could not have been treated worse.
They've obviously changed in the last few years we've been away at university. It happens. Don't take it so personally.
Yo, I do take it personally. So much so that I am resolved to be revenged on them for their impertinence. You would naturally agree with me, my dear friend, that we are both well-respected and educated gentlemen.
Yes, our families have raised us well.
Exactly so. Our fathers wanted us to reconnect after our educations, they had always believed, frankly as had we, that we may one day marry and have families.
Once I would have pledged my heart to them. Now I can't stand to be in the same room as them again. They were downright rude to us.
Exactly so. And let me tell you, dear friend, I know why they were so rude to us.
Do tell, dear fellow.
It is an affectation that is infecting Paris. And our ridiculous damsels have sucked in every particle of it.
True, the city is full of social butterflies. We must take a net to them and pin their gaudy painted wings to a board for all the world to see. Under it, a label. Here lies the plague infecting our beloved Paris.
Well, I'm done. Though, we could play a parting trick on them. A sort of hard gotcha.
Oh, that could be fun. They used to love a joke. What did you have in mind?
Our butlers, the brothers Harlequin and Arlecchino. You know that game they play being the incest. Plus, they hate these snobs as much as we do.
Understandably. Only the other day I was entertaining at my father's request the Count de Cordon and his wife, Duchess Karen de Cardache.
Oh, God, an excruciating couple.
Oh, to be sure. Well, when my butler, Arlecchino, who was brother to your Harlequin, was serving them tea, the Karen's lapdog bit him on the hand. Well, the fellow swore in shock, as one would. To the which, they had the audacity to berate him and then hit him with a stick. To the which I protested it was an honest reaction. Then the foul creature began to piss on the rug.
The Duchess or the Count?
The dog. Do keep up, dear fellow. So when I exclaimed the creature had just pissed all over my new Chinese rug, the Duchess exclaimed that her schnookums could go wherever it liked, and it was up for the servants to clean up. I sent Arlecchino from the broom before we smashed the tea tree over the bloated cow's head.
Oh, I would have loved to see that.
As would I. But they were my father's guests, and I am a dutiful son.
Both our servants could take revenge on the girls by impersonating them. They are extraordinary fellows, better educated than most in Parisian society.
Yes, Arlecchino explained to me once. Their father was the head servant to a very noble Venetian family and took great pains as children to read them every book in the library. Plague took the Magnificos family, and rather than help the loyal servants, they tossed them out onto the street for a clean slate. To survive, they became actors in the Italian Commedia.
Which explains the skill at impersonation and satire.
Yes, I only passed university because they paid attention, while we were thinking of taverns and flirting with the maids. Thankfully, they returned with us when we came home to Paris, but alas, as you know, with no noble titles to their name, the doors were slammed shut in their faces.
Exactly so. At least they keep busy running that little cafe we bought them.
Well, what do you mean to do with them?
I shall talk to them about concocting some great revenge. But wait! Here comes the father. No doubt to see how his proposed love match has gone.
Well, gentlemen, you've reacquainted yourselves with my daughters. Hey, how are matters going on then? What's the result of your visit? Hey,
I feel you should address this question to the young ladies. They will tell you this better than we can. All we shall say is that we shall inform our fathers that we have come as they requested to have tea, and that we thank you for the honor of your invitation, and that we shall remain your most humble
servants.
He has no idea.
Methinks they go away dissatisfied. What could be the meaning of this? I must find out within there. Marat! Marat!
Did you call, sir?
Where are your mistresses?
Upstairs in their room, sir.
What are they doing there?
Making lip balm and scented candles.
There is no end to their cosmetics and candles. Pascala, tell them to come down, I will speak to them. Everywhere in this house I see nothing but powders and creams, oils and waxes that would look more at home in an artist studio or an alchemist laboratory. Where do they get all that muck from?
Sweet Fanyams, beauty supplies and scented candles.
Well, I don't care for that expensive goop and fanny scented candles. For a small village with what they've cost me to be pretty and fashionable, I shall let them in the country house.
Well, they have gone through quite the transformation since arriving in Paris.
That is an understatement.
Father, what is it? We are busy.
With what? Let the servants do whatever it is.
We are making ourselves beautiful for our callers.
What callers? You have had to. They just left.
Those two were hardly callers.
What did you say that sent them away with so much coldness? Their fathers and I had hoped that you would continue the friendship and consider marrying someday.
Father, they are hardly proper suitors. Childhood acquaintances, yes, but we have blossomed. Whereas they are still just plain boys, as they were.
How can a woman, even if she were simple, Father dear, reconcile herself to settle for such individuals?
What's wrong with them?
Oh, this is a fine gallantry enough. They began with childhood remembrances and spoke briefly of old romances.
And what would you have them begin with? They were sent here by their fathers at my request to ask to call on you with a distinct possibility of marriage. What could be more polite than that?
Dear Father, nothing could possibly be more vulgar. You should take some lessons in the elegant way of looking at things. We are not in the country anymore. This is the city. The gay Paris.
Provence is hardly the country.
Well, does it have cows?
Well, I suppose so.
And it's the country.
We do not have the prize balls presented to us as mates because Farmer wishes to increase his herd.
We are delicate, educated, young ladies of fashion. We deserve gentlemen callers that reflect our gentility and poise.
They should sing us songs and be able to introduce us to the heights of fashionable society.
And have manners and bearings that suit the fashion.
They should be well connected and be able to make conversation about fashionable things.
And be well dressed in an up-to-date manner, recite poetry and prose.
I don't care for these modern ways. Those two young men you insulted are polite and well connected.
But Papa, they're not fashionable.
Papa Frou-Frou will tell you that matrimony ought never to happen until after other adventures. A lover, to be agreeable, must learn to utter fine sentiments, breathe soft, tender, passionate vows. His courtship must be done according to the rules.
What is the frou-frou?
Papa Frou-Frou is only the most influential woman in all of Paris!
No one is anyone unless Madame de Frou-Frou is shaped and molded with them. Here is her guide.
One of many.
On the way to begin a proper fashionable courtship.
I thought a hello would have been a good start.
Oh, Father!
You should behold the fair one, of whom he becomes enamored, either at a place of worship, or when out walking, or at a public ceremony, or else he should be introduced by a friend or relative, as if by chance.
Not by appointment, like a tradesman.
And when he leaves, he should appear in a pensive and melancholy mood, contemplating
introduce some gallant subject to exercise the wits of all the company.
And at which point he finds some means to pacify us and draws from us a confession which causes us so much pain to speak. True love. Oh.
But to come out point blank with a proposal of marriage, to make no love at all but with just a marriage contract is like beginning a novel at the wrong end.
Nothing could be more common to just come out and say, marry me. Oh, it was a great in the heart.
What did you nonsense is all of this?
Indeed, Papa, my sister, she hits the nail on the head.
Yes. Do you not see that external appearance at first sight would not make a good opinion of someone?
To come and visit the object of their love, dressed in street clothes. Oh.
I think they're mad. You, Cathos, and you, Madeline.
Pray, Father! Do not use those common names with us and call us by some other.
What? What do you mean those common names? They were the names your godparents gave you.
Father, how vulgar you are. I confess, I sometimes wonder how you could possibly be the father of such fashionable girls as we. Has anyone here, well, of genteel style, ever heard of a Cathos or a Madelon?
What's wrong with them?
Cat or mad! A name that can be shortened is so common.
It is true, Papa. The delicate ears suffer greatly at hearing those words pronounced. And the names of Polixena, which my sister has chosen, and that of Abinthia, which I have took, possess a charm, and must be spoken in full, which you must needs acknowledge.
Listen. I do not allow you to take any other name other than those given to you by your godparents. You have become a cat, and you've just become plain mad. As for those gentlemen we were speaking of, you yourself spoke about marrying them someday.
But that is in the past, Papa. I see no point in getting married. No.
The point is to have children, to carry on the family line. You have no brother, so you must both wed and have children. Otherwise, the family wealth is going to go nowhere. What's left of it after fashionable spending?
And what have husbands to do with that?
What? How else am I supposed to get an heir? Do you have any idea where children come from?
Don't be silly, Papa. The nurse, she brings them.
My lord, Pascal and Love, you both remain silent through all this nonsense. How is it that they have become so blind to the ways of the world?
Well, it is hardly surprising. Their mother died so young, and you've had them being educated in a convent.
And really, my lord, it isn't our place to instruct them in such things without your leave to do so.
We'll tell them now. Brief version.
Young mistresses, a baby, a child that is, comes from inside a lady's belly.
What? How does it get there?
The man puts it there.
What? How does it fit?
It grows there. On their wedding night, the man comes to the lady, they get undressed and are naked like Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. It is most holy, very beautiful, very natural. Then the man lies atop the lady and does what husbands do.
It's all very beautiful and natural. And then her belly swells and a baby comes out 9 months later.
That is disgusting. No man is laying atop of me, Garden of Eden or not.
We all know what happened when the big serpent tempted Eve.
I'm not going near anybody's big snake,
To make them like animals.
or letting him do his thing.
And if you think that I am ruining my figure just so you can get one of those, forget it.
No, Papa,
husband.
To take a breath amongst the fashionable world of Paris.
Oh!
To have adventures and to prepare at our leisure the groundwork for our new novel.
3 volumes at least.
They are completely mad. Once more I tell you I understand nothing of this. Nothing. If you are not both married shortly, upon my word, you shall both be nuns. That I swear.
Harlequin, I say, what are you up to?
Sipping coffee with my kinsman, sir.
Excellent. Come here, both of you. We have a jest to play.
Harlequin, oh come! There is a revenge to enact.
Love your comic.
Comic, my good fellow. This is Paris, not Venice.
Cunning!
These two should concoct some mischief and teach two puffed up pigeons a lesson in manners.
Masters, what is your pleasure, good sir? Whose throat must I slit?
Oh, nothing like that. My, you Italian fellow. No, we have a revenge to play that should tickle your fancy.
May I assume that your reunion with your past lovers did not go well?
You could say that.
You know what they say? People change as they grow older. They grow apart.
To say the least, my dear fellow. Do you remember the manner in which the Duchess and the Count behaved on their visit?
Yes, sir, I remember it well.
These two were worse.
That is not possible.
It cannot be.
It can. The two sweet girls we knew while we were away are gone, replaced by circus freaks. Not only were they rude and self-absorbed, they were checking off some list in the pamphlet.
Had the audacity to give us a score.
Pamphlet?
Some nonsense written up. Madame de Frou. That's you.
Madame de Frou.
You know of her?
Know her, masters? We are her. It was a joke! To show off the pretentious bricks of Paris for the frauds they are! No one was supposed to take this seriously, it was a satire! Oh, sir, may I ask, how did you score?
My score was 2.
Oh, as high as that. You're a true gentleman.
I scored a 3.
Oh, I'm very sorry. As a man with that.
Well, old friends or not, these two have insulted us, and so we want to play a trick on them as a sort of revenge.
That sort of revenge!
It should amuse us and teach two stuffed up young doves a lesson in manners. And we shall need you both to play.
Sir, my brother and I always play together on the same bill.
There is little fun in playing with yourself.
Don't! You won't get it. We are at your service, sirs. What is the sport?
Well, these two kittens on silk cushions believe that anyone not sufficiently fashionable enough should be treated with contempt.
They were so lacking in manners, they have not even the politeness to offer us a seat, as if we were not sufficiently attired enough to stay. We had to stand through the entire ordeal.
Not sufficiently attired, what were they expecting?
One made several mentions of a lack of feathers adorning our coats and hats.
You're a chapeau.
Chapeau.
A hat would be for common folk. The other made mention that my trousers were not elegantly cut and looked to be cut for comfort like tradesmen and not to show the fine shalloette of a gentleman's thigh. Our shoes were not elegant.
A lack of accessories and, oh, we smell of street.
What does one who's come off the street expected to smell of?
One must smell as he who's walked through a field of roses and lavenders as if to greet his love.
Meanwhile, the most fashionable women smell of cat piss or whatever that vile stuff is that they keep drowning themselves in.
Yeah, no, it's cat piss.
Oh, I know the woman who sells it. It chases the tomcats around with these little bottles. Very useful if you are a cat on heat, but otherwise revolting. And it attracts flies. What else, my lords, did they mention? We need inspiration for our, masquerade. A masquerade? Yes! Well, my brother, I thank you.
We apparently have no conversation worth repeating.
I guess that meant no scandalous gossip.
It seemed one should recite the ridiculous poetry of D. La Moliere, and when the subject of our parents' desire that we begin our youthful courtship anew, they stared blankly into space. What was the comment?
Of course. A true gentleman should concern himself with poetry, and words of love whispered sweetly into the breeze, for a young lady of refinement to capture in her shell-like ear and blush.
All in all, we did not come up to the standards of this list you two have concocted under your feminine alias.
Come on, the behavior at Maxide is so socially obnoxious, so unacceptable that one must see that it is satire.
And we know several fools who follow this guide as if Moses himself handed it to them. The insect follow it religiously. It has made dances and cafes tedious to be in.
I don't give a toss for the other fools. Let them do what they want. But I would like our old friends return to us. In the unspoiled manner we left them. What mischief have you done, dear Harlequin?
It would be interesting to see how far we could push the joke. We couldn't. It'd be too cruel.
Do what you must. It is your mission to stop this plague you yourselves began with this Madame de Frou-Frou and her pamphlet.
You're right, sir. If I do not put an end to it now with these two fools, why, generations of people to follow will be living their lives based off of a checklist of attributes in dubious publications written by faceless influencers who mark out the tick-tock of a clockwork soulless automation. Famous for nothing other than being famous. Tasteless for having no taste except that fed to them by fashionistas and designers who take delight in watching the money roll in from the gullible who just want to be noticed by the masses. People in their threads of social networks ticking, of some mindless book of faces, birds who tweet dangerous nothings, sealed with an X and live for an instant gram of fame on display to those who are their only fans. While the rest of the world starves, they sit by and eat cake, I say. Off with their heads!
Oh, sorry, we had tea with Miss Marat earlier. He does get the blood boiling.
Perhaps why he is always in the bar.
Perhaps if you allow us to carry out a pantomime on these two, I believe we could school these precious pretty players with some sort of entertaining lesson. But we need to be suitably attired, so a trip to the house of Globo for some second-hand picture.
Heavens, this is sounding an expensive joke.
Oh, no, sir. They all hate these petty bourgeois as much as we do. Why do you think we make them look so ridiculous? But they're making a fortune off of it.
Yeah. How can we be there to witness the fun?
Oh, sir, I'm sure we can organize it. But at the end of the comedy, you must ride on in like glorious knights to save the maidens from dragons' versions of themselves. We will teach you the pantomime, and you must both learn your roles well, otherwise things will fall apart before end of Act 1. Please, no matter! It's such a bore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody in the car, so come on, let's ride to the liquor store around the corner. Before they say they want some gin and juice, but I really don't wanna. Big butts like I had last week. I must stay deep, cause talk is cheap. I like Angela, Pamela, Sandra, and Rita. And as I continue, you know we're getting sweeter. So what can I do? I really beg of you, my lord. To me, flirting is just like a sword. Anything's flies, it's all good, let me pump it. We send in the trumpet. A little bit of Monica in my life. A little bit of Erica by my side. A little bit of Rita's all I need. A little bit of Tina's what I see. A little bit of Sandra in the sun. A little bit of Mary all night long. A little bit of Jessica, here I am. A little bit of you makes me your man. Ah! Hey, can you guys sing and play something? We need to get ready.
Yeah, this is gonna take a while. We should probably go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
Stars shining bright above you. Night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore tree. Remember the dream of me. Stars fading and having no rocket. Still craving dark peace. I'm longing to live inside of you. Just saying,
Good heavens, my dear. How deeply is our father still immersed in worldly things? And how little is his understanding of beauty and what gloom overcasts his soul?
Indeed. I can hardly convince myself he is in fact our father. I think a surprising twist of fate at some point or another will believe us to be of more illustrious descent.
It is very likely. We were abandoned on the steps of a nunnery at birth, the product of a forbidden romance between a lady of the court and a high noble, possibly the king himself.
Yes, it is rumoured that the king, His Majesty the King, has brought many children into being.
Brought into being? Mistress, we're not listening when we told you how children are made.
Oh, that stuff and nonsense. Peasants, perhaps, but His Majesty the King would never be so crude as to be as naked as Adam in the presence of another. Or to share the royal bedchamber.
He would never demean himself in such a base and animalistic manner. The thought of someone so close to the hand of God to lay atop a woman and do his business. Oh, no.
No.
That is for the servants
No,
to do.
no. He would not sully his hands.
Business hands getting sullied.
And I cannot imagine her grace, the queen, allowing someone to do that to her. Just not fitting for a lady of noble culture.
As we.
Where do you think princes come from?
Oh, don't be so ignorant. The angels bring them down from heaven on a moonbeam as they decree to rule by God himself.
On a moonbeam.
Yes. The nuns told us. And nuns don't lie.
Ooh, there's a footman at the door asking if you're at home. His master wishes to see you.
Really, you must learn to speak in a more poetic manner.
Madame de Frou-Frou says a lady's maid and her footman are key to a proper presentation.
Try to express yourself a little less vulgarly. Instead, say, here is a necessary evil, inquiring if it is commodious for you to become visible.
Well, I do not understand Latin and have not learned the new way of talking out of the pamphlets as you have done.
And who is his footman's master?
The Marquise de Miscaril and the Baron de Bonbon.
My dear, the Marquis! Well, tell him we are in fact visible. This is certainly some wit who has heard of us.
That would be my dear.
Should we receive him here in the parlour or out in the garden?
No, your father is in the garden getting some fresh air. Your perfumes have given him a headache.
Please, language. Pa has retired to the pleasure
particularly embarrass us in front of the Vicomte? This is the quality of callers we expect to be greeted by, not those fallen petals of those once fragrant childhood blooms Papa brought to us yesterday. This is a true gentleman. A
May I present the Marquis de Mascaril and the Baron de Bonbon!
Sirs, it is an honor to welcome such illustrious visitors. I am governess of the young ladies of this household. To what do we owe the pleasure of your company?
We have heard of young ladies' charm, beauty, and breeding, and have come to spend time with them in idle chat for amusement.
Yes, we hear they're quite delightful company.
My girls, delightful. Well, I am not familiar with the ways of society, but if they will offer you company, I am sure they will lavish the attention.
Sirs, my mistresses will be here immediately.
Oh, let them not hurry themselves.
Yes, we can wait here for a few moments.
Here they come.
Oh. Ladies, no doubt you'll be surprised at the boldness of our visit, but your reputation has brought this disagreeable event upon you. Merit has for me such potent charms that I run everywhere after it.
If you pursue merit, you should not have come at all.
If you find merit among us, you must have brought it hither yourself.
Oh, we protest against these words. When fame mentioned your deserts and spoke the truth, and you were going to make quite a stir on sort of gallants in Paris.
Your complaisance goes a little too far to the liberality of its graces. And my sister and I must be careful not to give too much credit to your sweet adulation.
My dear, we should call for chair.
Almanzor!
Yes, ma'am.
Convey to us hither immediately. Instantly. The conveniences of conversation.
At what? What?
I think they want chairs.
Our guests must stay a while.
Allow us to bask in your countenance for a while, dear Marquis.
But my dear, are we safe here?
What is it you fear?
Oh, some larceny of my heart, some massacre of libertarians. Why, on our way here, we have beheld the eyes of two very naughty boys who put themselves so on guard, ready to pounce on anyone that comes near them.
Oh, upon my word, I mistrust them. I shall either scamper away or expect very good security. They do me no mischief.
Oh, what a charming facetiousness you have.
Indeed, it is a saucy wit.
Well, rest assured, our eyes have no wicked designs, and your hearts may rest peacefully assured of their innocence.
Well, I fear this conversation grows far too rich for me. I leave you in the capable hands of the servants. Lady Niccolo. They shall attend to your every pleasure.
Surely not every pleasure.
Miss Renee, every pleasure. They are our guests after all. I take my leave. Marquis, a baron.
But pray, sir, be not rejected, lover, to the easy chair, which holds out its arms towards you and yields to its desires of embracing you.
Well, ladies, what do you think of Paris?
Alas, what can we think of it? It would be very antipodes of reason not to confess that Paris is the very grand cabinet of marvels, the very pineapple, if you will, of good taste, wit, and a fine gallantry.
Oh, we fully agree. Outside of Paris, there is no salvation for the polite world in the country.
Most absurdly, they're all uneducated prudes.
Country bumpkins no better than pigs dressed in satin pretending to be cultured and educated.
Tell me about it, my darling.
Why, only yesterday, Papa brought 2 country boys before us.
Really? Do tell.
We knew them once.
In childhood.
But Papa insisted we reacquaint ourselves.
And my dear, you should have seen how they dress. Not a feather a jewel on either of them. I refused to speak to them.
Well, that would have showed them.
Exactly so! They have barely changed from when they were boys.
Oh, you expected a transformation in them, I presume.
Well, every caterpillar must become a beautiful butterfly.
But those two became more.
But the impetuous flirtations of youth are not the romances of adulthood. They must be cast aside like dolls to allow for new attention.
You must get lots of visits from the local Parisians, or as we like to call them,
Parasites!
By great wits such as yours, they must flock to your door like fugitives in Stockholm.
Alas, we have not yet known! But we are in the way of being so. For a lady of our acquaintance has promised to bring us all the gentlemen of quality once we hold our very first salon.
Perhaps you know her, Duchess Karen D. Kardash.
Oh, yes. We know her. And her husband, too.
But I could arrange a salon for you better than anyone else in all of Paris. I arranged them for even His Majesty.
His Majesty, the King?
You know His Majesty.
Naturally, the King considers us amongst his favourites.
Yes, he considers us the gayest of his fellows.
You know His Majesty.
We are His Majesty's Prima de Chambre.
Oh, and is that close to his great personage? Forgive us for not being familiar with the ways of the royal courts.
Oh, my dears, the Prima de Chambre is responsible for handling the King's underthings in the morning. It is a most delicate position. Why, if I choose correctly, he's in for a day of au plaisance. If I choose incorrectly, well, his day is ill. And if I choose poorly, well, it could spell life or death for some poor sod.
Life or death?
How so?
Oh, my innocent little kitten. If the someone, say your own dear father, was petitioning the king, and he was sitting with a sense of en pleasure, all is well. He may have his petition granted. A few kind remarks on his fine linens and dress sense would help in that regard. But if the king is uncomfortable, itching and scratching at the seams, why, even bending down to compliment the buckle on his slipper won't save the poor bust. When comfortable, the king is a pussycat. Uncomfortable is a rampaging tiger as he blows out for anyone he can scratch. Such is the relationships of the Prima de Chambre.
So you are the closest to the king. How thrilling!
The second to the closest. The honour of the closest belongs to our dear friend, the Viscount Col de Fouquet.
Oh, such a noble name. We must have an introduction to his family.
Does he come from a large and noble family?
Yes, he's based in Marseille, one of the Paris Fakirs. Has nothing to do with the Fakirs down by the Riviera, but he's one of the biggest Fakirs in all of Paris.
And he is even closer to the king than your honoured self?
Yes, he's the steward of the royal PP.
What?
Master of the royal PP. You don't expect the king to sully his hands with the business end of the monarchy himself, do you? He must take it out, shake it around, and then pop it back in.
Such a position of trust to be in. You must be very honoured.
Yes, he's one lucky fakir. We could arrange an introduction if you'd like. You can shake the hand of the man who shakes the royal jingle.
Honestly, isn't it like you're shaking it myself?
Oh, but without the splash.
Sirs, I hope my daughters have been entertaining you.
Oh, they have been to die.
We are to have a salon in honour of Papa. And a big fucker is coming.
I shall return next Tuesday for a salon, and every bit and bon vivant there to see who you truly are.
Oh God, don't do that. My business will plummet.
I shall see two stunning creatures with witty performances and truly indescribable beauty.
But what of my daughters? Will they not be here?
So, I can only hope to give your two cuckoos in their nest the sort of evening they oh so deserve, and one cannot enter the in-crowd without a successful salon.
So we shall return next Tuesday at a fashionable 7. Fashionable 7? 9, sir.
Father, do you know nothing? Madame de Frou-Frou says, one must never arrive at the designated hour. They must arrive 2 hours later than expected.
To make an entrance.
And when do they go?
They must exit suddenly and with a conspicuous departure to allow for conversation in their absence. After that, when they leave, there'll be a smell, a fragrance of them once being there. Like a night blooming flower.
In my experience, most night blooming flowers smell like shit to attract the flies.
Oh, and on that note, we take our leave of you. Look over there.
Yep. Smells like shit to me.
You are so uncouth.
You're going to ruin our chances of properly coming out to society with your country ways.
If we don't make an impression this season,
And come out in the proper fashionable manner.
we'll become 2 housebound old maids that will never have a romantic escapade.
Do you want us to remain unmarried?
Spinsters,
Forever burdening ourselves upon you?
either you find some culture for Tuesday week, or we'll be stuck with you.
Forever!
No! God.
Come, sister, we must away the privadour of fine accoutrements and the conveyance of assistance to beauty.
Yes, and I would love to discover that beautiful parfum d'amour that the Marquis has saturated our parlour with.
Amazon,
Yes, sir.
get the tomcat in.
Father! Either you will acquire some culture before the salon,
Or your life will not be worth living.
Amazon,
Yes, sir.
where can I buy some culture? I fear if I do not have the required amount soon, those two will be playing Medusa to my Perseus for the rest of my miserable life.
I shall ask around town, sir, what is the quantity required?
I don't know. It's not like cheese.
I will do my best.
Excellent. And Amazon,
Yes, sir.
if we fail, those two will become yours and Marot's problem. Renee and I will bugger off to the country and live a quiet life of solitude, while those two bring Paris down around their ankles.
Now, sir, what have we, done to deserve such a fate?
Why do I have to stay behind?
You're their chaperone, God help you! Amazon,
Yes, sir.
meet me in the garden. I need some fresh air. Everybody, think. We need a plan to get out of this mess.
I don't know. There used to be such kind and sweet girls at home.
I remember it well. You could not find 2 more polite or well-behaved young women in all of Provence.
And I thought those 2 boys would be perfect. I mean, they are old friends.
I remember.
They used to take long walks together in the countryside. 6 months ago, they would have sat together and talked for hours and been flattered at the quality of their company. What the merit happened? Where does this pretension come from? Is it in the waters here in Paris?
I have no idea. Marat, you've known them since childhood. What do you think of this?
Well, all I know is that they became like this the moment they laid eyes on those damned influencer pamphlets.
What? We need new dresses! And gloves! We must have gloves! Take us shopping!
Niccolo, get the carriage.
Oh.
The way I see it, we're all born screaming bundles of flesh, each one equal to the other.
I think these pretensions are created by those who want to be above everyone else. They want others to conform with their own little worldview.
Basically, upper-class bullies. It's like a disease. As soon as we hit Paris, they'll infect with it. Now it eats them like the pox.
Oh no, it's everywhere, not just here in Paris. You saw it in Provence last trip home.
It's It's everywhere.
Yes, I'm sad to hear that it's reached the country. I live here in the city where such behavior has become the norm. Someone gets to travel with the master. But Pasquale, you have worked for most of the great houses in Paris. What have you seen?
Well, on the surface, it looks like society is divided into those at the bottom, those who want to be at the top, and those who are at the top.
Yes, I'm to understand that's how society works here in Paris.
But that's only how it seems to work, not how it really is. In reality, there are those who see the way things are and accept them. There are those who see the way things are but want to change it to make it better for everyone. Then, there are those who see the way things are but want to change it to make it better for themselves. But then, there are those who lie, bully, and berate everyone else in order to get them to conform to their idea of society, with them at the top. These are the dangerous ones.
How so?
They gather followers. They work like a cult, turn family and friends against each other just to inflate their own egos. They call themselves the influencers of society, but they just want to control it.
Why? Society seems happy enough going on as it is.
Not from what I've seen. My former master drank himself to death, and the one before that sat in front of his fireplace every night sobbing. None of this stuff they go on with makes them happy. But I'm just a maid. What would I know?
I have nothing and I'm happy.
Nicola! The carriage!
Oh, correction. I was happy.
Look at our two. They were rude beyond belief to two former suitors because the society influence had told them they were not fashionable enough.
Yes, the master has asked us to concoct some kind of scheme to make them see how obnoxious they've become. But how?
Ooh, maybe hold a mirror up to them. Let them see what they've become.
No, if we were to hold a mirror up to them, like some songbird, they would gaze back and admire their own plumage. What we need is some method by which to show them the consequence of this pretension in such a way it cuts them to the very bone. Otherwise, the master will end up broke paying for lace and feathers.
That could be it.
Oh, what saying the master broke?
We'll be out in the street.
No, pretend to go broke.
Yes, I've seen it before.
I do not understand.
Well, if the master could present himself in a way that looks as if he spent a fortune on becoming fashionable, as the mistresses have ordered him to do, and we pretend that it's put him into so much debt that they must run back to the country and take common jobs, I think that they'll look for alternatives faster than a mouse pursued by a herd of cats.
Perhaps they will consider marriage with the boys again. He has always said they'd make excellent sons-in-law.
Excellent choice, sir. I know their servants.
But do you really think they'd give those two gorgons a second chance?
I can talk to them. I'm sure if they make amends, they may consider it, although young ladies are extremely obnoxious to them. It'll take a total change.
If you can do anything, we shall be eternally grateful. The last thing that we want is to be stuck here with them forever.
If only they would read all these books that we made stuffed and arranged to look pretty for them. Oh well, I guess it's up to us servants to sort the knobs out yet again.
Agreed.
Gorgeous feels dreadful for how changed his daughters have become and how they've treated you and would like to teach them a lesson.
I see.
Yes, he sent us to inquire if we could inspire a transformation in them, to bring them back to the lovely girls they once were. You would consider marriage with them again.
Perhaps. Almanzor here says the entire household is in disarray ever since they started following the stupid
The pamphlet you two created.
Yes,
To be fair, it was a joke.
I never thought anyone would take it seriously. I mean, the nonsense we wrote in it.
This Madame de Frou-Frou has been the most toxic influence on all society.
Oh, I am sorry, but I mean seriously, sir. What kind of moron bases their life off of something some influencer wrote while sitting on the latrine?
Honestly, sir, we just wrote down the craziest things we could think of, and the crazier it got, the more people seem to follow.
Fortunately, sir, these days, you tell the most ridiculous rubbish to people, and they'll believe it if you tell them with a straight face.
Oh, come on. People aren't that stupid.
Maybe not. Just as an example, the other day I was talking to a very well-educated man who revealed that the world is actually flat, and that the Illuminati have been lying to everyone to take control of them from the shadows.
Really? It's a conspiracy to stop people from traveling too far and keep them under their control.
You see, sir, the lies. That is a globe. The truth is, it's actually flat. Why, take a look around you. The evidence is all there.
Does it look like a globe from where you stand?
Well, now that you mention
You see, sir, it is that easy, and you are a very intelligent man.
Don't see the doubt and people believe anything you feed them.
Well, what do you two plan to do about this mess?
Well, sir, to start with, Gogobus has been told to become cultured before the Salon next week. He and Almanzor here have come with a plan to go so far that he is outrageous to his daughters.
And if that fails?
Then they'll be told this new lifestyle has sent him into so much debt, they'll be forced to go back into the country, become milkmaids.
Brilliant.
We shall organize friends in on the joke to coach him in behavior that is so outrageous his daughters won't even recognize their own father.
And then what?
Well, they are following everything Madame de Frou-Frou says, then we must break the grip and release them. Hopefully returning them to how they were. That is where you come in as their saviors to show them that they are good enough to be loved as themselves.
Mr. Gorgius begs you to give him another chance and help him show his daughters the error of their ways and be returned to the proper path.
Perhaps if you can find a way, we can reconsider them.
But this is a fine mess you two have made.
Sir, when Piero writes us into a corner, it is up to the players to take hold of the script and make sense of the plot.
No matter. We must get everything prepared. Let's meet at the House of Bobo tonight after close. Agreed?
Agreed.
You can sing again now.
Everyone's gone.
It's better this way. Have you ever heard of a pantomime?
Does it matter?
No, I've got a role for you. Come on. There's one for you.
Yes, I've organized a singing tutor for the master. Renee should be along with him any moment.
Excellent. We should be safe for a few hours. The girls have gone to the house of Bobo for their dresses.
Well, just to be safe, do show our guests into the garden, in case they come home early.
Yes, sir.
My darling, such a cherry!
Oh my God, you have no idea how dreadful charm is
Better we must will be must!
Quite.
My friends! We are quite aware of the facade you have on. I would much prefer you as you are.
Oh,
so certain, good fellow?
Oh, yes, I'm certain.
Oh, for God's sake!
Yeah. It's exhausting.
Tell me about it. The rubbish I must go on with to make a living. You've got no idea.
I'm beginning to have one. How many fathers have you sent broke with this game?
Oh, that is really not our concern. If these fools are willing to spend their money on these worthless tricklets, then who am I to deny supply? And it seems the more ridiculous the fashion, the more they lap it up. Sir, I am a tailor by trade. I make fine suits and dignified dresses with those with taste and culture. But unfortunately, it seems that my work is not as appreciated as it should be, and I need to make a living. I had mouths to feed. And then one day I received a shipment by mistake of the most revolting bright green cloth. The colour was so bright it hurt the eyes. I was about to die in the most subdued shade, and then this ridiculous woman came in, and you all know her, the Duchess Karen Cardias.
Frightful beast.
Yes, give her what she wants or she'll scream the place down.
Where is the manager?
I am, you savant.
Give the people what they want. That's what I say.
Exactly. We are in the service industry after all, and the customer's always right.
Even if they are a pretentious, overstuffed pig in a silk gown.
Same here. I usually perform at the opera or some theatre. And when I perform, hundreds applaud, and I'm very well paid. But let's be honest, the arts are very poorly attended these days, and to make ends meet, I must teach, which I've trained years to do. Well, one student who came to me for 1 week decided she would start to teach, and suddenly she is running a masterclass. I mean, darling, your voice was okay, but seriously, I've trained a lifetime and I can teach a masterclass, whereas she's an amateur with an ego.
How did her students sound?
Oh, you know that sound you make when you stand on the broken plate with bare feet? No!
Like that, but with accompaniment.
Well, these pretensions will send the masters to the poorhouse.
So, what is the plan?
There's a salon to be organized next Tuesday.
Yes, by that idiot Masquerade.
About that.
Oh, not too.
Yes, it was his idea in the very first place.
Anyone in Paris who they seem to be.
Very few, apparently.
It's a salon anyway.
Oh, salon's a place where friends gather together to sing songs and do little dances and to read poetry. Just a bunch of friends entertaining each other.
So it's a party where everyone does a party favor.
Yes, well, essentially yes. But at the salon, you get to invite new people that you want to impress. In Paris during the season, the quality of one salon is either built or destroyed by the quality of your salon.
Is that important?
Well, have you ever heard of the Madame de la Patame?
Never.
Exactly so. One could only say during the season a few years ago, her salon staked the whole season up, and she was never heard from again.
Poor thing. She was actually quite nice.
Yeah, she runs a perfume shop much miles now, underneath a new name, Madame de Perfume. Okay.
Yes. A charming woman. Such a pity she lost everything.
Over a party.
Well, that is how this society works. If you choose to be a part of it, you must play their games to win.
Well, our plan had better work. Otherwise, we shall be chasing after cats for their piss next to her. And no one's to know of this, out there in the real world.
Don't worry, everyone at the salon will be a fraud. The girls will never know, and no one will ever find out.
Then what? The girls expect their father to show up transformed.
Ha ha! Well, then bring us to him. We shall teach him how to sing, how to dance, and how to behave like the pinnacle of society.
And hopefully teach those two girls a lesson.
Is he willing to play the fool?
Well, if he can get his daughters back on track, I think he's willing to play the king.
No. He won't need to be that stupid.
Oh, he could piss without someone to shake it and put it back in his pants.
Yes, he does.
His brother, on the other hand, such a delightful fellow. Lives in Venice now, only for another name, Casa. Oh, he buys all his masks from me.
You're sure we don't need chairs?
Yes. The mistress hasn't given me the guest list. Apparently, it's by invitation only. All approved by the Marquis, of course. He said not to clutter the space with chairs, as they needed room to parody and display. He said, darling, what is the point if one cannot strut one's stuff and be in vogue. We need to show a dwarf in an elegant display.
The mistresses want everyone in their positions so that they can see their new dresses when they sing to the adoration of the assemblage.
Are they really going to sing tonight?
I'm afraid so. They've been practicing all week for it. A little more practice wouldn't go astray. A few months and they might be bearable.
Now, I'm sure someone will appreciate them. Why, I heard the cat come on heat just listening to them. Yes, poor old Tom got quite worked up until he realised there wasn't a herd of lady cats on the back fence.
Oh, you are wicked. That would account for the milk going off in the pantry.
The canary fell off his perch. I thought there was a gas leak, but the poor thing just gave up in despair.
The canary is lucky. It hasn't seen them. I spent all afternoon teasing their wigs and lacquering in place. They are a fright to behold.
I know. I saw them. I thought to call a priest for an exorcism as the house had become possessed by demons and gorgons. Oh, my poor Almanzor. He came round the corner with a tray of Turkish delights and shit himself. He had to go change.
That's where he was going in such a hurry. Oh, he's gone to get the musician for tonight. He'll be back at any moment. Are the mistresses ready?
Well, if you can call it that. They want to wait until the Marquis is here. They want to make an entrance for their guests.
And the master?
He wants to make an entrance for the mistresses.
Do they know what he looks like?
No, and he and Almanzor have been holed up in his chamber all day. There's been lots of swearing, and you can't be serious. Oh, Almanzor, we were just talking about you. What's the master up to?
Oh, nothing. Just a bit of light entertainment. This is Madame Touche Vieux. She shall be our music maestro tonight.
Poor sod.
Save yourself, love.
Enough. I think I've heard the Marquis's carrot. You'll let our guests in.
So, welcome. The ladies are hiding in the chambers waiting to make a grand entrance.
Oh dear, that sounds ominous.
Going off what I saw earlier today, you had better prepare yourself.
That bad?
Mr. Roberts has done a fine number on me. Even in the most pretentious court cell would be ridiculous. If they were outside this house right now, children would run in fright. Excellent. I hear the carriages. I shall go let the guests in.
Oh, splendid! Oh, looking well done, Mr. Roberts! These ladies wouldn't look out of place on any catwalk in Paris.
Seriously, I couldn't get away with this on the catwalk, although.
Seriously, Robert, I've never felt more ridiculous in my life. And yet, I'm convinced you'll see that very same coat at the palace next fall.
Sadly, I agree with you. My brother will be alone later. He is our surprise guest.
Have you not told him?
No, dear friend, we need some surprises.
Wait! The mistresses are coming.
Quick, everyone, up with your facade.
My mistresses, the Lady Polixene and the Lady Olympia!
The gods must be missing a muse, some fountain of inspiration for a lost artist. Why, only the gods could create such beauty, and only the angels could steal it and place it here before us.
Oh, my dear Marquis, you flatter us.
Oh, with good reason. Look at this crowd assembled to adore you. Can I introduce you to Madame McCaw, whose musical delights are the toast of Montparnasse?
Oh.
And then there's everyone else. Could you warm us up for before the main event of these two and their beautiful voices?
Bonsoir. I have prepared a delightful song for you. This song was sung to me by my darling mamma when I was a little one, just in the cradle. I was raised on it as a little girl. It's very dear to my heart. Now soon the more, and I will sing it for her. I pray it touches your soul. Maestro. I love myself. I want you to let Young mademoiselle, did you find it like in my Pretention?
Yes, well, how does one put it? How does one put it? Very surprising, yes!
Not quite what I was expecting, I must say.
No, but we are unaccustomed to the rules of salon.
My dears, perhaps I should have warned you. There are no rules at salon.
No rules?
Not even little ones?
Little?
This is no place for middle-class conservative judgments. Only the small-minded try and cage the arts. It's awfully petit bourgeois to only like what is popular.
Is it?
Well, of course it is!
Oh, well, bravo, let's creativity reign!
Let's see, who is next? Oh, perhaps a poem from one of you?
Why, I prepared a speech from the great playwright across the sea. In England, Monsieur Shakespeare.
English? But this is France. We don't want any of that foreign nonsense here, do we? What about our dear sweet Monsieur Moliere?
Well, yes, he is a genius. His character is like of anything foreign. It is a cultural weakness. It borders on nationalism.
Oh.
A truly enlightened artist appreciates art no matter where it is from. Observe. Friends, Parisians, countrymen, lend me your ears. Now is the winter of our discontent, and though a rose by any other name would still smell as sweet tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. It will be or not be. 'Tis nobler in the mind. To drown my books and lay 10 fathoms with wives with pairs for eyes. Though winds do roughly shake the darling buds of May, and lilies that fester smell far worse than weeds. For life is but a walking shadow, and if we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended. This is a tale, told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, so blow winds and crack your cheeks, and through bark be tempest tossed. Music is the food of love, so play on. And once more, into the breach, dear friends. The quality of mercy is not strained if fallen from the heavens. Like rain, it raineth every day. Over hill and dale we shall open our great rotundary and let loose the dogs of war and cry havoc!
Oh, bravo! Yes, I really enjoyed that one. Did you do, sister?
I cannot tell.
Oh, yes.
Was I supposed to enjoy it?
Put that down and decide for yourself.
I suppose I did then. Bravo!
I think it is time for the main event. I've heard that you prepared a little song for us.
Well, yes, but we were hoping for the party here.
Yes, we've heard from Renee that he's been preparing greatly for us.
Your father will be fashionably late, as requested,
Oh.
but we cannot wait. Your guests are primed for the kill, so to speak.
Oh, very well.
Wait! Mistresses, we have a guest freshly arrived.
Oh, is it Renee? Just as we're about to begin.
My lords, ladies, mistresses, may I present His Honor, Monsieur Lycée Necropolis, and the Madame de Frou-Frou!
Welcome to our humble salon, and to be escorted by Madame de Frou-Frou, with the most wonderful influencer without whom none of us would be here. Chum, 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 I'm sure as always, my dear Marquis. And as you have attentions, I have with me the most delightful Madame de Frou-Frou. I greet you as a sister. Oh, you're most welcome. Oh, when I heard my darling Acropolis was attending one of your salons, I knew I had to come along and I would explode with curiosity. Oh, we couldn't have that. No explosions tonight, my dear. Let's keep rolling. And whom do we have here? Who are these most delightful creatures so elegantly dressed? These are our hosts. Shall I introduce them? Oh, do! I introduce them.
Mistress Aminthia and Mistress Polyxena. Mistress Polyxena, Mistress Aminthia, this is one small Lysander, a prophet, Baronet Dentifest. Of course you know, Madame the Frou-Frou, Madame the Facade. Delighted to meet you both. Oh, charming hosts, we're about to entertain us.
Oh, delightful, please. Allow us to take our seats and
Yes, thank you, darling, thank you.
Okay. This song was taught to us this week by our beloved singing teacher, Madame de Pussywall.
Oh, delightful. I hear she teaches Madame de Cadet.
Yeah, indeed.
So Renee, just like
What?
that.
No, absolutely. If you see a faded sign at the side of the road that says 15 miles to the...
Love Shack! Love Shack, yeah. I'm headed down the Atlanta highway, looking for a love getaway, heading for a love getaway.
Down to the love shack.
Aminthia and her sister, Mistress Polyxena. Oh, what charming names you both have! Your parents must come from such noble and spirited personages.
Yes, indeed, but I wonder how such two stunning creatures have such common names. What was it the boy said the two girls from this neighborhood were called? You remember they said they were such frightful bores that must be avoided.
Cathos and Madeline!
Yes.
I remember his warning distinctly. Dreadful harpies, he said, never to be allowed into society ever!
Ever?
Ever!
Mine is a death knell for two young girls. I suppose the boys know what they're talking about.
Boys?
Oh, yes, my dears. Oh, you must have met them by now. The Comte de Croisy and the Comte Macron. Two of the most elegant and charming young men in town. Oh, not fashionable, but well respected.
And rich?
Oh, yes, still educated in pad. Yeah. Cannot believe those two silly girls they went courting on bridges. Oh, well, they'll be socially dead before the end of the season.
Dead?
Oh, yes, dears. Unless, of course, they redeem themselves. It is still 3 strikes, you know. Everyone's allowed a little faux pas.
If they don't?
Well, they could go and make a perfume with Madame Stinky. Stinky, yeah. But come, my dears, that is none of your concern.
No, if two girls don't want to be part of the inset, they can join the rest of society.
Rest of society?
Well, yes, we're an exclusive set. You don't think we just let anyone in, do you? What would be the point?
How many are in the inset?
Oh, just the people in this room.
And
what?
Who else? What about Madame de Kardashian?
Yes, indeed, but also rather rude and obnoxious. She must be kept at arm's length. She has her own set anyway, nasty little people.
what about the people of the court?
Oh, such a bore. I only put up with the king for the cash and influence. And even then I'm out as soon as I button him up.
Anyways, my darlings, do not concern yourself with that gutter trash. You must hear from my darling Crocker. No, I think we have something that I special that I can share.
You feel like we couldn't. No. Come take a seat, girls. Come on.
The French are glad to
Cultured gentlemen
Yes.
in our own
Yes, yes, if only our pa could follow in your footsteps.
Well, funny you should say that. Haha. You wanted culture? There you have it. And at great expense, you both insisted that I get cultured, and I have. Does this meet with your high standards?
But how?
He came to me directly to fulfill his vow to you both. I've not seen a more dedicated parent in the care of his children.
Oh, Nana. But,
Yes!
well, this doesn't seem to be you.
I know we told you to find some culture, but the silly name and the funny clothes, it just doesn't seem to suit you.
That's a bit rich coming from you two. Well, you're stuck with it now, and as this transformation costs so much, we are now broke. And so, it's back to the country for you two.
What?
Yep. The clothes, the lessons, the perfumes, all cost a fortune. So it's back you go to become milkmaids or something to pay for the fashion you both insisted I take on. I, on the other hand, will stay here of my most beautiful frou-frou and live it up in Paris.
Now, my dears! Darling Acropolis will be the toast of all of Paris. Someone must foot the bill.
Yes, and as I've paid for everything for you two up until now, it's time for you to support me. So it's back you go to find fat old rich husbands. But, no buts. You had your chance, and I doubt those boys will take you back after the way that you've treated them, so it's old landlords for you, and your dowries will fund my new clobber. Okay, everyone! Champagnes are on me! Or rather, my daughters.
Yes, we have returned with shocking news for you both.
You have all been the subject of a terrible fraud.
You have been made fools of by a pair of charlatans and tricksters.
I knew it.
Yes, this Madame de Frou-Frou you all follow, and her lackey, the Marquis de Mascaril, are actors and frauds.
How dare you, sir? I'm the most influential woman in all of Paris. Where is your proof?
I am the Marquis de Mascaril, favourite companion of the king himself.
I call bull murder on that. You are Harlequin, an actor from Venice, and you're not even a woman. Strip what? Show these people who you really are.
How dare you, sir? I'm a lady.
You are a fraud. Strip, I say, remove those borrowed robes and gender.
Calm down. That was good.
There you are.
Oh!
It's laid bare for you all to see.
Yes, we discovered the fraud and came straight away to show you all how this pair have deceived you and all of Paris.
Shame of it.
Fear not. The secret shall never leave this room.
Oh, thank God for that.
How can we ever make up for the way we behaved towards you?
We really did just want to fit into society.
We should have never gotten so carried away. The shame of it. We must change our ways. This pretension is like a drug.
Madame de Frou-Frou. Mr. Dealer. How could you play such a nasty trick on so many people?
I mean, buckets of money, actually.
Oh.
You will be arrested and hung for your crimes.
Oh, well.
Well, sir, quite well.
None of you have seen our faces, so we shall elude you. Look over there.
Oh! Wait! Thank God! Ah, curses! Now we shall never bring them to justice.
Can you
forgive us for how we treated you?
We realize our folly and know better to be ourselves.
Of course. After all, it is yourselves we fell in love with.
And yourselves we still wish to marry.
Father, we cast aside this ridiculous pretension. You could just be our loving papa again.
We promise to be more sensible in the future.
There's the two lovely girls that I remember. Come here and let me embrace you. And let's all give up this stupid pretension and just be ourselves, because you know what? We're all good enough. Just the way we are.
Forever?
I can say honestly, I'm never gonna give you up.
I'm
never gonna run around and desert you.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you, never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Life is such a bumpy journey, joyful